little white. It just trailed a black fucking
Pass.
a black path. It wasn't even 10 seconds.
It wasn't 5 seconds. I
then we got out the car and looked at it, and it disappeared. Now they've been talking about this reptilian. These reptilians, understand, that has hijacked our planet. Other forms of life and things of that nature. There is nothing that can contradict that there's other forms of life in this galaxy and in these universes. And there's certain signs and symbols, you feel what I'm saying? Once you awaken and once you're spiritual, you're in tune with the universe, you're in tune with self, and every element that exists as a part of you, then you will get that. You feel what I'm saying? But what we just witnessed,
confirmation.
I don't even know how to articulate that. I don't even have the right words to try to describe that. And
describe what you saw visually.
It wasn't. You just take a look at the planes. You know that white trail of smoke that comes out of it. Imagine that plane following a black path in the same out of the same demographics as the white clouds, but the plane is driving inside of the black clouds, and it's like the light is erasing in the dark, but it disappeared within. It wasn't even five seconds. That's a phenomena right there. And all they say signs in the last days. You'll see things that's out of the normal. There's this beyond normal. And everything, even from the point about 2 months ago, when we seen those fucking those lights just hovering over Mount Clemens. It was lights that was just.
Before that, what about when we were?
And it just disappeared.
We're at that pier, and we seen them lights.
And then we're at Then at the pier, then you seeing the lights, and you seeing all these lights, and I just shared some stuff the other day from this guy, and he was talking about the guys, the 5%ers, you know what I'm saying? They talking about the reptilian race. It's forms of intellect and education and knowledge that was here. I mean, before we came into this sequence. And you go back to the pyramids, the Great Pyramids. It's over 200 some pyramids in Mexico, and China is over.
They're all over the world.
Do you understand what I'm saying? But the mechanics to develop these is beyond our human. And then the materials that these, you have to look at the pyramids uncapped, but it's the material, the soil is not of this earth. It's not of this earth. The materials is not of this earth. The sand, the concrete, the sea, but whatever it is not of this earth. There has nothing been in the tectonic on the tectonic scale of the elements that they can match it up with. So now you got to look at where all this, what all this is about, the mysteries of the world that the powers that be chose to hide from us, just like they're coming up with mermaids. Different forms of animal in the wild that has not been recorded in all this time, even up until the time sequence that we're here right now. So you want to look at that and realize, like, the phenomena of this earth, the things, and they put it right in our face in these so-called movies that they be displaying to us. Shadow people, and you know what I'm saying, aliens they call extraterrestrials. It's just other forms of life. other forms of intellect on different dimensions and different frequencies. But they're letting us know this shit.
Why do you think they call it a tele-vision? Because they're telling us what to see.
And they want to control the dynamics, just like my man were about the mermaids. When they showed the mermaids,
that video gave me chills.
For real, man. And then when you seen it dive, that wasn't no Photoshop type of shit. That wasn't no Photoshop type of shit. And it came out the water twice with arms, not fins or nothing like that. It came out of... So the things that they choose to conceal from us or hide from us, you feel what I'm saying? Now you have to question. Like when you got them, what my man said, he said about the magical lenses. Once you put them bitches on, it's impossible to take them off. It's impossible to unknow the known. It's impossible to unhear what's heard. It's impossible to unsee what's seen. So they want to play the mind fuck game, try to trick us and try to convince us, but then want us to believe in all these paganistic holidays that have no significance. Easter, the Easter bunny, a tooth fairy.
444.
444, angel number 444, 444, 444. So you feel what I'm saying? It's like I've been having visions over the past few years now since I've been walking into the light. I've been not just dreams, I've been having visions. My spirit has been transcending time, space, and distance. my intellect is sharpened. It's my emotional intelligence is heightened. It's everything. It's like what God is revealing to me. I'm ready. And I've been ready for a long time, but I just have to let go of certain things, right, to be able to balance myself and be able to
close some doors.
I had to close them doors up. So, you feel what I'm saying? It's like all these things that's coming to us, man. Like, don't be surprised within the next 18 months to the 24 months. Understand? You started seeing some things that's. And it's not your mind. It's not your mind playing tricks on you, man. You got to see shit for what it is, not for what you want to believe. And that's why they say knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And Nietzsche, he stated that you control people by the way they think, and that's what Ephesians 6. That's what that's been talking about. You feel what I'm saying? For we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities of darkness in high places and the evil controllers of the airways. Now, this is in the Bible, airways. We know they're talking about certain qualities of technology. To have airways. We're talking about social media type of, we're dealing with certain social outlets and shit like that. So, you feel what I'm saying? Ecclesiastes speaks that there's nothing new under the sun.
Stole my word.
It's the same story, just different time sequence and different time algorithms. But it's the same story. That's like, how can you not believe in reincarnation when it's nothing but the spirit going through a filtering process or evolution? We're not gonna come back in these same physical bodies, in these same vessels, but you feel what I'm saying? We'll be back. Especially if we pass our calling in election. That'd be spiritual, very spiritual to understand that. That's why I love the book of Eli, you know what I'm saying? Because it breathes, that's why it's important that you know. And then the scripture, once it resonates in with your spirit, God talking to you. It becomes like a mural, a mental mural. And the word became flesh, life. But yeah, man, things is like life as we know it now. It'll be foreign. It'll be something that's spoken on and generations to come. History. You know what I'm saying? But we're right here in this lifetime, and this is what we have to stay connected with. The present. and what's ahead. You know what I'm saying? Because the prophecy already is already unfolded. The things to come, the times and the things to come. You know, and then you got the distractions, the people, and the circumstances. Words are powerful, man. Words are powerful. I can, you know, and if people are good with wordplay, like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Therese, like, you can create destiny. Other people, you can intercede in other people's destinies by what you put in there. Because I can spit some words out right now, and it'll be impossible for you to unhear them or unsee the visual of that description of words. See, like in the doctrines, it's, you know, the more that people speak on the revelation, the prophecy, that's man induced. It's man that's inducing these revelations and these prophecies and stuff like that. You go around. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this world, it's just like really a calling to wake up. Like, there's no, it's like this. Like, I have no beef with no human being. They call themselves having beefs with me. They be just, I guess it's people that, you know, they fear the unknown. They fear the unknown, and they condemn the things that they don't understand. And I'm just a different. I have a different pedigree, and that pedigree, I understand, is spiritual, is divine, and I say that, you know what I'm saying, not tooting a horn and not nothing like that, because I got mine. I got it out the mud. I was handpicked and chosen by the Most High. Divinity, that's divine. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, I'm still in my human.
First story.
I'm still in my human. And it's a transition, and in the doctrine it teaches about being Christ-like, walking in the spirit, right? And one of the things that Jesus kept propagating was detachment. Detach yourself from the physical things of this earth. Deepak Chopra also kind of highlighted in his book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, right? And the law of detachment, that's a universal principality. A principality is something concrete, more concrete than the bricks on a building and the ground that we use to travel on. The law of detachment, you know what I'm saying? Detach yourself from the physical things. Like the Matrix, if you look at the Matrix, my man was sitting down there at the table with the agents, and he was eating that steak like, is that steak real?
Are you you?
Are you you? You feel what I'm saying? Like, and then they talking about Nicki Minaj and them being clones and admitting that they were clones, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, you have to understand the whole dimension of when they talk about virtual selves, our virtual selves. That's some deep schematics right there. Our virtual selves, we have virtual selves, kineticism, and it just makes you. It just, you have to recreate, and educate yourself. You have to break down yourself from all them years of conditionment from K to 12. You feel what I'm saying? You got to break all that down, because that's what they want you to. That's what the powers that be want you to know, want us to know, and they want us to be stern and founded in that illusion. Yeah, we have that ability to transcend time, space, and distance. Spirit. That's what when they call it sleep. Our spirit, it detaches itself from the physical vessel and it returns to from which it came. If you pass your calling and your election, then you feel what I'm saying, you'll wake up from your sleep. If not, this is where you have people who they say died in their sleep, or if their mission in this lifetime is fulfilled. If they fulfill, it don't matter where a person is physically on this plane, but if you somehow in some way you have finished your election, then you will ascend. You will ascend. And that's when your spirit leaves your body, and you go to that second or third heaven. Life, man. Life is bigger than booty shaking and clapping and twerking and all that shit. It's bigger. To even compare it to. But you guys, there's so many different elements of life. Like for the majority of our species on this plane, majority don't even grasp the concept that there's 3 dimensions to us: a physical, spiritual, and a mental. Mind, body, and the soul. We majority been stuck on the physical, caught up in this on this physical realm, pursuing the things of this physical world. You feel what I'm saying? That we've been taught are acting to like our us being sustained. No. It's the sun that sustains us. The energy of the sun is what sustains us. There would be no earth without no sun. There would be no vegetation without no sun. There would be no us without the sun or the vegetation. So you gotta, you know what I'm saying? There's different dimensions of that. Now I'm just breaching from the physical, identifying, understand my elements. The physical. Now I done ascended to a spiritual. I'm on that spiritual now. On that Neo in the Matrix type of shit. I'm past the Perseus and the Clash of the Titans. Because I already know that my father, my heavenly father, is God. Like, I understand that I am a child of the Most High. Now I know that there's a deeper element or deeper essence to me. To me than this physical. I learned to solve, been science in the soul, you know, and there's a distinction, a difference between the spirit and the soul on very different levels. You know what I'm saying? Like the soul is like, once you encounter something with the soul, whether you is a positive or a negative frequency, right? What's positive, it compels us. What's negative, it repels us. It's like a memory. Okay, bam, I ate this steak. Oh, that steak I got that filet mignon, that mug is, or that Kobe, that, top creme de la creme. It's not the body that recalls it, because the body is literally dead weight. There's no intellect. There's no knowledgeableness of the body. It's just a tool, to transition the spirit from point to point in our existence. It's a recall. Your soul, your soul, your mental is a point of recall. Or your point of recall. Dang, steak. Okay, had I not have I not have ever ate steak, then I wouldn't know the delicacy of steak, of the difference in beef, the quality of beef, and different cuts and shit. But I recall the flavor, the texture, the way it feels going inside of my body. That my body used to break down the physical substance to distract the nutrients and the proteins and the carbohydrates from the things that we eat. The body does, these are things that, that naturally allows us to be self-sustained. The spirit is just, so we went to the physical, the soul, and the spiritual. Now, what made the flesh powerful is when God breathed inside of that form that was created in the womb, or that life, that spirit, hit that egg and bam. Now God began to create the physical world, the mental world, the emotional world, the spirit, like trying to discern and understand the spirit without divine interventions and things of that nature. A lot of people that's akin to believing in the tooth fairy, in the majestic's of a tooth fairy or a Easter bunny or Santa Claus or Halloween and things of that nature. That's when God breathed inside, that spirit became that physical form, then that soul was weaved into the body, and that's how the body feels things. Like they say with pain, mind over matter. Like I got my leg, almost cut my leg off with a walk behind, a zero turn, years back. Now my leg was split wide open down to my shin. The blade almost hit my leg, right? Now to the average person, that pain, I felt the heat, but it wasn't a pain. When I looked at what happened, I could move my flesh over my bone and see my bone. I touched my bone, and there was no pain because it was mind over matter. The body, just the creativeness, just how God structured the human body and its functions, and it's mind over matter. I got shot. Mind over matter. As long as none of the organs understand are severed, then you'll be okay. Our body heals itself. Wolverine in the Marvel comic world. Wolverine, like all of these superheroes, these characters, man, they depict certain qualities and elements of ourselves, showing our giftedness and the greatness and also the destructiveness of it, man. Mind, body, teleportations, mind, body, but the spirit, understanding how that spirit functions and how you manifest, and what the law of manifestation is. How you manifest things. Say we, like everything that you need, I provide for you. That's given to you. Are you ready to receive it? See, if you got different blockages, you feel what I'm saying, you prevent your blessings. You'll miss out on your blessings, and they'll be passed on to somebody else. And if people don't know the spirit, it's impossible to try to even put a description on the word that everybody uses and says is God. That's deep. It's deep. And you have to, one has to build a real close and intimate relationship with God. I and the Father are one. The Father and I are one. How? Because that spirit, that immortality, that immortal nature of God, it breathed into our nostrils, and man became a living being. It's within that spirit within us. It's within that spirit within us. You have to become acquainted with it. Jesus stated, "Know thyself. Ye are gods. Ye are children of the Most High." Know thyself. He ain't say metaphorically or literally. I mean, metaphorically or hypothetical. Literally, ye are gods. Ye are children of the Most High. I mean, how can one say that you're not what you are, beyond your knowing, because they don't know. You know what I'm saying? Ye are gods. Ye are children of the Most High. Know thyself. Ye are gods, ye are children of the Most High. Just as you got earthly parents, you have spiritual parents. But the things that we see in that we are like demons and jinns and spirits of that nature. They portray things as this picture of the devil, this little red character with the horns and things of that nature. No, that devil's standing right next to you as somebody that you call a friend, a family member, or a relative, or a neighbor. Until you have seen a human being, I bear witness to this, till you have seen a human being transitioning from a physical being and go through shape shifting, and you see the transition in the eyes. God revealed that to me, to somebody close, to somebody that was very close to me. God allowed me to actually see this. And not a movie. It's not a movie. Have to watch them. You have to watch that series on Netflix called Evil to see the transitioning of certain things, man. But when that shit is right in your face, and that whether it be the reptilian overtaking, or a person going through so much to like mentally, where it breaks them, where it breaks them down, and they surrender to those dark forces. And I played with it. It seen me. I seen it. See, it's a reality. I don't ever limit myself to the possibilities of the things that's been put out here. I'm open minded. I'm open to the reality of the things that's unseen. Who, no one cannot say that they have seen something without experience, or without being able to identify fact from fiction and truth. And like that's not the first time that a demon or a jinn or a reptilian being displayed itself. It displayed itself through my brother. I've seen it. I've seen the demonic. I've seen the transition when we went through what we went through in Richmond, Michigan, when we were younger. The impact on taking a life was so overwhelming to a child. And that's what we were, 11, 12, and 13 at the time, my brother and I, Jason Murphy, Dominique Kennedy, and Elizabeth, Libby, my children's mother. We experienced something there. But I've experienced, I've witnessed death. I've seen, like, prior to, my brother was always the book smart, the school, the sports type of individual. Me, I was that savage. I was more that street, that warrior, that but that experience, it did something to my brother. And in those moments with him trying to internalize what was really going on, then his freedom being taken, he surrendered to that, and in the shadow of darkness, he became possessed. His body was taken over. by a reptilian being or a, and it's several witnesses to that. The whole transforming of, or the transfiguring of. So it's real. I bear witness to that. I say I fear nothing but God. I don't fear no mortal human being or no beast. I go camping. I go camping in the deep woods on some Tarzan or some Beastmaster type shit, and then encounter wolves and bears and things of that nature. When they see the eyes, when they see that spirit, God God gifted man with domain over all things on this earth except for each other. Catch that up there. God gave man domain. God created man in his likeness after his image, and created that man multiply and become fruitful. God created all the fowl of the air, all the creepy crawling things that's on the earth, and told man to subdue it, to bring it under our control. That's why I can communicate. I communicate with animals. That beast math. It's the movie that is the movies that we've watched to be able to identify certain qualities and powers that we possess. And then when you experiment and you explore these things, and that knowledge that you just gained became power. Words. Be careful with the words that you choose. It don't matter whether it's just idle chatter or whatever it is. When you put something out there, that comes back to you. It's an energy in that expression of words. So always express. How you doing, this and that. I'm highly favored. I'm blessed and highly favored. I am a child of the Most High. That's not just an affirmation. That's an accurate knowledge of reality, of truth. God body. The spirit of God within the body of man. This holy temple. God body. And I know I'm already, I got to get the prep and do this painting. And do some downloading like Neil, ask Neil in the Matrix. Know thyself, y'all. Your God. Science the intricate details of what makes you a God. What makes you an angel. Because the Spirit of God is within us all. The Spirit of God is within us all. We can honestly be able to identify, just as you identify how you working in PlayStation games and shit, and you trying to figure out how this super, how to the power of Superman. Okay, you got a science like, okay, you move over here, you left click, right click, A B A, boo boo boo. Same as the Hawk. That's a different power there now. If you get the Wolverine, you got to learn how to do that. Then the Spider-Man, you got to learn how to function. Know thyself. You got to learn how to function yourself. Your strengths, your weaknesses, things that make you tick, things that make you grow, things that make you. Got to know thyself. Know thyself. And it's bigger than how to finesse the streets or run game and shit like that. I snap out of that. That's why the world the way that it is now. Know thyself. Detach yourself from the physical things of this earth. There's certain things in this physical realm that we need to sustain us, to sustain our bodies. certain diets, certain things that we need to eliminate from our intake that crystallizes our pineal gland. That pineal gland is that direct linkage to the universe, to the spirit world, to God. And everything we do, it calcifies. Like the things that we take in our body, it crystallizes. We're already crystalline beings, but the things that we take in, it calcifies the main organs or block up the chakras and things that we need to be able to function out here freely and to be able to walk into the over exceedingly over and beyond our expectational aspect of God creating us, and as being heirs of the throne of God, our royalties. Bam! So on that note, we out this piece. God bless y'all. Y'all have a beautiful day. And it is in my will that certain my breathing on y'all it sparks something. It awakens something, curiosity or something, because that's you know what I'm saying. If you're not curious about something, then you're not going to go off into it. Then you're going to be just as the 85% of the world deaf, dumb, and blind to the fact of but you know what I'm saying? I have no ulterior motive or no hidden agenda in the things that I choose to share. I can't take it with me. Just ask Christ. Christ went through certain things, through everything in life, so that we wouldn't have to repeat that. I'm just getting all this, you know what I'm saying, in the latter years. But he went through certain things so that we wouldn't have to go through it. We all go through certain things in life to be able to teach each other. Each one teach one, each one reach one. We learn through observation. We learn through experience. and everything and the things that I shed light on out here, you feel what I'm saying? I bear witness to the truth of that. I bear witness to the truth of that. I personally experienced it or observed someone close to me going through it, and me learning of it through aiding and assisting them going through it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of knowledge that Therese is equipped with, and it's the knowledge. It wasn't just something that was given to me. It's all experience, past life experience, and it's just that point of recall. Because like what is God? God sees, hears, and knows all things. God is connected to us, and when you tune into that greater element, that greater quality of you, man, you in God mode, you in God body mode. You God conscious. You feel what I'm saying? So you link into that connection because God reveals everything to us. God communicates to man through man. God is in man. Man is in God. It's just that level of consciousness, understanding we have to get to in order to be able to identify these certain cues. To be able to identify these certain cues. So on that note, you feel what I'm saying? Like I say, there's no ulterior motive or hidden agenda. None of the things, understand, that I'm sharing out here. Perhaps the government, understand, hating me right now so bad. The powers that be hate me so bad right now. I'm just as a child, when I get this knowledge, I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share it with my people so that my people don't. My people, my family, understand, it extends far beyond DNA. I'm gonna shoot this shit to you so that you gonna get this. You gonna see this. Even after, look, I'm a 5%er of the earth. I'm a Jesus, a Mahatma Gandhi. I'm a Noble Drew Ali, a Nat Turner. I'm a Marcus Moselle Garvey. I'm Nelson Mandela. I'm all of that. I am all of that. So it's like, it's the experience that I got. Like I say, I look this way. I'm ancient in this piece. ancient in this piece. I've been here before. And I've been placed here for a very divine calling and a purpose in life. And one of them things is to bust down the matrix of these fraudulent systems and these ungodly corporations and little governments and things like that, all the fraud and things that they putting out in this piece. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care what you're gonna do. What you gonna take the body? I'll be back. But in the process of you trying to do that, understand, look, you better take heed to the karma that you gonna get. Because I am a chosen one. I am one of God's chosen one, handpicked. I know that now through my life transition in these 49, will be 50 years on this earth. I went through that. I went through a whole lot to get what I have now. And I'm breathing that breath of life. Just ask God to give us existence and animation in this world and a purpose to live for, something to live for other than just pursuing the things to satisfy and sustain the flesh. On that note, God bless y'all. Have a beautiful, blessed rest of y'all day. Enjoy this weather out here. You know what it is. God, buddy. And I'm out. Stay safe. Love your family. Forgive your enemies, but keep them at a long distance. Fuck a long handle spoon with the tip of a shovel in the handle. But forgive and understand, because there's a lot of things that people do. They don't even identify or understand why they do it. And that's one of the things when Jesus was being executed, assassinated. That's why he prayed for his enemies. Forgive them, Father, for they do not know what they're doing. They're under control of darkness and other entities, other unseen entities. That's why when I pray, Heavenly Father, bless me. And I thank you for continuously protecting me from my enemies, known and unknown, seen and unseen. Because it's something so much more deeper than what we seeing on this physical that's actually taking place. That surround us all day, every day. And the only thing that repels it and protects us, understand, is our awareness, our conscious, and our convictions of God, who and what God is, and our connection with that, and why we're connected and how we're connected. But anyway, on that note, y'all be smooth. Like I say, have a blessed rest of y'all day, and pump that self up for this work week that we got ahead of us, this grind mode that we got ahead of us. I'm out of here.